Hey guys, it's Corinne, and today I'm going to talk about some of the things that went down on the internet today, or this past week, because it's really depressing to hear and to see that the new year is going to start off with this kind of behavior. So basically, there are these two brothers on the internet. I know everybody knows about them, Jake Paul and Logan Paul. And Logan Paul went on a trip to Japan to the suicide forest, and he went in with his cameras and crew. He stepped off the path, he walked a little bit, and he found a dead body hanging from a tree. And then he proceeded to videotape the dead body. He proceeded to videotape the purple, swollen hands. He proceeded to make fun of the guy because he still had stuff in his pocket. You know, it could have been letters to his family. But he was making fun of the guy because he was hanging from a tree. And he was laughing and cracking jokes and be like, oh my god, there's a dead guy hanging from a tree, guys. There's a dead guy hanging from a tree. What sane person goes out to the suicide forest, steps off the path, and records a dead body hanging from a tree, laughs at it, makes jokes at it, makes, like, dead people jokes? And some people say that that's the way that people deal with things. You know, they're in shock. They don't know what's going on. He knew that the general public was going to look at this. He knew that people were watching him and learning from his behavior. He knew that the general public was going to see him acting in shock, laughing at a dead body. It's just fucking fucked up. Because who goes to Japan? You know, people go to Japan. Who goes to the suicide forest? People who want to see the scenery. Who steps off path in the suicide forest? Somebody looking for a dead body, okay? What did he think he was gonna find? What did he think he was gonna see? And then he makes the apology video talking about how his fans shouldn't defend him and he basically fucked up and, you know, he's sorry about it. But he should have been thinking about that before he posted the video, because someone had to edit it. Someone had to, you know, go through it. Someone had to say, hey, maybe this is a little bit fucked up, or someone had to warn him. You know, someone had to say, here are going to be the consequences of your actions. And if no one else did, he should have been thinking about that himself. And it just shows how immature he is, how impulsive he is, how disrespectful he is. He has no empathy for the man hanging from a tree. He's sitting there cracking jokes. The guy's hands are purple and swollen, and he's showing this to young children younger than me. I get it. I'm 17. You know, I could probably deal with seeing this online, but 10-year-olds seeing a dead man hanging from a tree, they're not going to know how to process this. They're going to cry and try to think about death. You know, 10-year-olds probably haven't even experienced death, except maybe, you know, the grandparents died or something like that. You know, no 10-year-old should have to watch this. And I don't want my sister watching this, and she's 12. Like, she doesn't want to see this kind of stuff. You know, seeing this kind of thing makes feelings of death kind of vaguely, you know, they don't understand it. And Logan Paul was putting things out to these kids that I wouldn't even want my own kids seeing at that age. He should have thought about the age range of his audience and the kind of content he was going to be putting out to them. He should have thought about his actions before he posted the video. No guy does this. What guy, like, I'm so, like, shell-shocked myself. I don't know what to say. Everybody's been saying the same thing online that I'm saying right now. But it's kind of like, I don't know how to think about it. You know, because it almost doesn't seem real. I don't think that he should have done that. I think it was very disrespectful. It was unempathetic. It was lacking empathy. He lied to his audience. He manipulated his audience. He made them think that this is for suicide awareness. But he was standing there laughing, cracking jokes at a dead body. It wasn't for suicide awareness at all. That person was someone's brother, someone's husband, someone's best friend. He was somebody. He's not just a dead man hanging from a tree. He was a man who felt worthless. He was a man who felt he could not wake up every day and see the sun. He was a man who felt that his life was meaningless, that he felt no love from anybody. He felt that his world was completely trash. There was nobody who could love him as he couldn't love himself. And Logan Paul stood there and laughed at him for feeling this way, for taking his own life. Even though he might have been shell-shocked, it was not the best way to handle the situation. And even after he edited the video, he looked at the video, he must have overviewed the video in some odd way. He had some kind of inkling in the back of his head saying, this is wrong. And he said it wasn't for the views. Logan Paul, why does anyone post content on YouTube? Because they want to make something of themselves. Like I'm trying to do right now. You know, they want to make something of themselves. They want people to look at them and like them. What a good way to make people like you than to make fun of a dead man hanging from a tree. I personally will never forgive Logan Paul for this. I may forget, but I will always remember the kind of psychopathic behavior that he displayed in front of that man. I will always remember his impulsiveness, and I will never forget the way that he handled the situation, because that person could have been me. It could have been my sister. It could have been my mother or my father hanging from that tree. That man, that symbol, he's an everyday man now. It could be any one of us. And Logan Paul stood there and laughed at us. I will never forget this, and neither should you, because it just goes to show how insensitive Logan Paul is. Way to respect the dead. Way to respect the dead. You can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. In the description will be hotlines to suicide if you feel that you are depressed, or you can always talk to someone. You are not alone. You have someone in your life who loves you, even though you don't see it yourself. You are not alone. You have someone. You always have someone. And even if you don't have other people, you have yourself. Remember that. Because someone out there may love you someday, even if you don't feel like it right now. Life is worth something. Life is worth living. You shouldn't have to go through this by yourself. Guys, peace.